Have you ever been driving down the road and you hear your phone go off, either a text or a call, and you're tempted to respond? Well, I know I have. I mean, let's admit it. Almost everybody in here has probably been guilty of texting and driving, or calling and driving. And a lot of people don't realize the risk that you take when you take your eyes off the road and you're not paying attention. A lot of us in here have probably been like these people in this car, and they don't realize that something could happen in a split second.
Think about what am I doing right now? Smile. Smile? Uh-huh. This is so easy.
Now, many of you in here are probably a lot like me. When we see commercials such as these, entitled, texting and if you're texting, you're not driving, then we tend to cringe or look away or pretend like situations like these don't happen, when in reality they do every day. Some of us feel like we're invincible and that we're pro-texters and that something like this won't happen to us. Well, they do. Living in the 21st century, almost everybody owns one of these, a cell phone. And these little gadgets are probably part of the basis of today's society. Almost everybody has one, and we take them with us wherever we go. But although they can be our friend, sometimes they can be our enemy. They have caused a lot of heartache and pain to many families. According to Distracted Driving, January 28, 2014, in 2011, close to 3,000 people died due to distractions while driving. There are 3 types of distractions: taking your eyes off the road, taking your hands off the wheel, and taking your mind off driving. Now, cell phone usage requires all 3 of these, and this is why it's such a big concern in today's society. So let's talk. Today we will discuss the laws against cell phone usage in the vehicle, risks that are taken when using cell phones in the vehicle, and then finally we'll look at a few solutions that you can be involved in to help cut down those risks and to spread awareness about usage of cell phones in the vehicle. Every state is taking some form of action to help cut down the usage of cell phones in the vehicle. Now, there are 2 types. You have your calling while driving, which could be by Bluetooth or handheld, and that differs in all states. But in Alabama, according to Distracted Driving, it is illegal for novice, which is permanent drivers. That means they're not licensed drivers. It is illegal for them to talk and drive. The second is texting while driving, and this is a more serious matter. And this is why it's illegal in 43 states. Well, in Alabama, it's illegal for everybody. No matter what age you are or if you say you have experience, it is still illegal. The reason the government and law enforcement create these laws is to let people know the risks that they are taking when they use the cell phone while driving. First of all, you are putting your own life at risk. You could damage your life by either death or you could cause life-altering injuries. Secondly, you could put somebody else's life at risk. You could kill somebody while driving, whether it be a pedestrian, a passenger, or another driver, and you can cause them to have life-altering injuries as well. It is said, according to Scorn Texting and Driving USA Today 2012, that texting and driving could result in the same results as drinking and driving. Now think about it. If everybody took texting and driving as serious as they took drinking and driving, I believe that a lot of tragedies and heartache would be reduced. Just think, driving is all about focusing on your surroundings and who's around you. So if your mind is not driving and you're in the middle of a text message, then you're putting everybody's life around you at risk. So now let's look at a few solutions that we can help to reduce those risks and stop the usage of cell phones in the vehicle. First, say no to the phone. Just don't answer the text and don't dial that number. If it's an emergency, either wait till you come to a complete stop or even pull over. And that's if it's in a real emergency. Because remember, your mind is not there if you're texting and driving. Secondly, you want to spread awareness so people know. So tonight, you've heard all of this information, so go and tell your friends. Be an example. If you're driving, and even if you have passengers in the vehicle, you don't want to be texting and driving because you're not only putting your life at risk, but other people. And second, don't be afraid to step up to stop it when you see it. Switch the cases. If you're a passenger and your friend's driving and they're texting, offer to either respond or answer the phone, or just kindly say, hey, why don't we wait until we stop? because remind them that there's consequences to pay when you take your mind off of the road. So now it's your turn. It's your choice now. You've heard the information tonight, and the next time your phone goes off while driving, if it rings or if you hear that beep, remember the laws we discussed, the risk that you're taking when you're using the cell phone in the vehicle, and the solutions that you can be involved in order to cut down the usage of cell phones in the vehicle. Remember, your choice can affect your life, your family's life, and your community's life. So remember, is that text message or call really worth putting your life at risk or somebody else's?